In August of 2019, the Wilson family moved into an old house deep in the countryside of Massachusetts in a small town called Ravensbrook. The house was more than 150 years old, built in classic Victorian style, surrounded by dense maple woods, and at least a quarter-mile from the nearest neighbor. The peace and isolation were exactly what Martha Wilson was looking for after suffering a nervous breakdown following the death of her mother the year before. Her husband, Ben, worked remotely as a software developer and didn't mind the relocation as long as the internet connection was strong. It wasn't, despite what the realtor promised. Their only daughter, Lily, was 7 years old, bright but introverted, spending most of her time drawing or playing with her dolls. From the moment they stepped into the house, Lily seemed unusually drawn to it. "I feel like I've been here before," she whispered during their first walkthrough. Her parents brushed it off as a child's imagination, but the feeling never left her. On the third day in the house, while helping her mother clean out the attic, Lily found an old wooden chest, buried beneath dusty blankets and decaying cardboard boxes. The chest was heavy, sealed shut with a rusty latch. She managed to open it, and as soon as the lid creaked back, the air in the room seemed to freeze for a moment. Inside was a handmade cloth doll, with thick black thread hair, glassy brown eyes, and a tattered lace dress with faint burn marks along the hem. But more disturbing than the doll's appearance was the small tag tied around its neck with a faded brown string. It read, in worn, slanted handwriting, "Her name is Mara." She listens. She watches. Lily picked up the doll and held it close. "I think I love her," she said quietly. Martha tried to play it off with a half-hearted smile. "Well, she'll be a unique addition to your collection." But from that night on, everything started to change. Lily, who used to be afraid of sleeping alone, now insisted that Mara stay on her pillow every night. She began talking to the doll at length, as if having full conversations. At first, Martha thought it was harmless. Kids have imaginary friends. But the nightly conversations grew longer. Whispers could be heard from Lily's room, even when she was fast asleep. One afternoon, Lily turned to her mother and asked, "Mommy, can people live inside dolls?" Startled, Martha asked her where that idea came from. Lily replied, "Mara told me she used to be a little girl before she became a doll. She came back to finish what she started." Now, truly alarmed, Martha started noticing more unusual behavior. The doll wouldn't stay where it was left. It was placed on a shelf, and hours later, it would be sitting at the kitchen table or near the stairs, or once right in front of their bedroom door. At first, she thought Lily was sneaking around and moving it, but her daughter always denied it, and she looked genuinely confused when Martha asked. As someone who used to make short documentary films, Martha had a small camera set up. She decided to install a discreet camera in Lily's room to monitor things overnight. That evening, she reviewed the footage with a cold cup of coffee, expecting nothing. But what she saw chilled her blood. At exactly 3 a.m., the feed glitched slightly. Then the doll, previously sitting still on a shelf, suddenly moved. It dropped to the floor, crept slowly toward Lily's bed, and stood silently at the edge of her pillow. Then it turned its head toward the camera and stared, unblinking, until the feed cut out. The next morning, Martha showed the footage to Ben. He dismissed it, saying she must have edited it or imagined it due to stress. But Martha knew what she saw. She began digging into the history of the house. Over the next few days, she combed through the town archives, local newspapers, and public records. That's when she found the name Ella Montgomery, a woman who once owned the property in the early 1900s. Ella was known locally as a gifted doll maker. But in 1923, 5 children from the town vanished. Each of them had visited Ella's shop before disappearing. No charges were filed, but after months of suspicion, her house mysteriously caught fire. Her body was never found. No one spoke of it again until now. When Martha returned home that evening, Lily was waiting by the door, her expression blank. "Mara told me you're trying to take her away from me," she said softly. That night, Martha woke up to muffled screaming. She rushed to Lily's room. It was empty. No open windows, no forced entry, nothing except the doll, sitting neatly on the bed, her mouth now sewn shut with thick black thread. Beside her was a new tag. She blinked. The police were called. An official investigation was launched. No trace of Lily was found, no signs of struggle. The case was eventually closed as an unexplained. If you want more stories, subscribe to the channel and activate the bell. He was with you, Bruce, the father of dragons.